Hello, and welcome to this introduction to breathwork and meditation. It's a combination pattern. It's one that I do on a regular basis, and I really have felt it's brought great vitality to my system and my field. It's brought me a beautiful place of center and a rich connection to the earth and to spirit and to my own essential. And it's so important in these times of change and transformation that we have a way to go back to that center point, that we have a way to go back to our hearts, that we have a way to go back to that place of stillness, that we have a way to revitalize our fields in this time where so much stress is depleting our energy and so much to-do lists are depleting our energy. So we want to take the time out to rejuvenate, to reconnect, to recenter, and to revitalize. So I'm just going to give you some of the steps of the process, and then we'll do the process together. So first of all, how do you sit? So you can sit cross-legged. You can sit on a chair. My old creaky knees, they prefer a chair this time. You can stand. So either way, you can stand, but you want to stand kind of straight. You can sit on a chair, but you want your hips higher than your knees. You can sit cross-legged, but you want your hips higher than your knees on the ground. So be sure that you have a pillow. You want your back to be straight. We're going to be part of the time having our hands behind us and reaching down to the earth. We want that spine to be straight. Part of the time, we're going to reaching above us with our hands to the heavens. We want that spine to be straight, our chest to be open as we do that. So the way that we hold our hands, you can either hold your hands like this. You can hold your hands like this, which for a lot of people is easier because it allows, it's better, it's easier on the muscles. For a lot of people. Now, some people can't put their hands all the way up above like this. It's too hard for their shoulders. It's too hard for their arms. No problem. You can go here, here, here. You could even go here if you need to. But what you want is that nice open chest. And you want your hands in the upward direction when we're going for the breathing and connecting to the essential, to spirit. And then when it's behind us, the same kind of pattern with your hands, your fingers crossed, your index fingers up. You would just take it behind you. Fingers crossed, index finger up, pointed down. And again, you can do it like this. You could do it like this if you can't get your arms behind you, with your hands just down at your sides. With your hands down at your sides when you're sitting, you could do that. I find it's really easy to do this because it holds and stabilizes the pattern. But often I'll find myself, even when I'm going up, I'll start like this, but there'll be a point where I even open my hands like this. There's so much beauty coming down that I may shift and open like this, and that's fine too. And the same with the earth. The same with the earth. So we're going to give you a basic pattern, but recognize this is your practice. This isn't about here's the rules. But it is, we want that open container. We want that breath not in the chest. We're not going to be doing chest breathing. So put one hand on your chest and one hand on your belly. And breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. And what you want is you want that breath coming from the belly, as opposed to from the lungs. And so many of us are lung breathers. And so just the process of breathing from lower, it oxygenates the body more fully. It allows the lungs to fill completely. And it allows that musculature of the abdomen to also be engaged in the breathing. So you'll be using your muscles to push out. And what I find works really well is if you focus on the out breath. So put your hand on your lower belly and focusing on the out breath. Okay, so that's how you're going to be breathing. As far as the speed, it changes as you get used to it, as your breathing gets used to it. When you begin, you may be breathing really slow, Don't overthink it. It's about allowing your breath to breathe you, as opposed to allowing your mind to try to control your breath. But I recognize that when you first start, you'll be thinking about, oh, I need to do this, I need to do that. And I'm going to guide us when we do it, so I can remind you of those pieces as well. But everybody try that. Put your hand on your belly, find your place, a nice place to sit, where your knees are higher than your buttocks. Your knees are higher, or lower. Your knees are lower, sorry. And taking a hand on your belly and just taking a nice deep breath, in breath, and then breathing out, in and out through the nose. And you'll see the breath starts to take a breath of a life of its own. You just want to keep that focus on breathing from the belly. Okay? And so the first portion of the breathing work is it's like a fire breath. Some of you may know that from yoga. So it's that breathing, but fire breath has a little bit more push to it. We want a little bit more flow to it, because what we're doing is filling and vitalizing our luminous energy field. We have a physical body and we have an energy body. And our luminous energy field that surrounds us becomes a reservoir of vitality. And as long as that reservoir is filled and vital, we have great health. As our reservoir gets depleted, so does our health. So it's a really beautiful way to stimulate and vitalize your actual health, not just the stillness that lives within you, but your actual health and vitality of your system. So the breathing, the breath. So after the breathing, so we'll be breathing with our hands face down, connecting to the earth, and we'll talk about that conduit in a minute. And we'll be breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth with the belly, and doing that belly breathing for a minute, something like that. As you gain practice with this, you'll breathe what's appropriate for you. And then at the end, when it's time to stop that, we're going to stop and take a deep breath, filling all the full lungs. So you're going to breathe in 3 breaths as one, we call it. So filling the breath. 3 breaths as one, holding your breath. Now, when you hold your breath like that, you're reoxygenating all of your cells with that full breath, and you're stepping out of time. You know, and when we work and step out of time, we step into an amazing place of stillness where we can access infinity and we can access all healing. So as we take those 3 breaths in, hold, we step outside of time. And at that time, while we're holding our breath, we're going to be using our perineum muscle. Now, that is the muscle that women use for Kegel exercises. It's the muscle that's used to stop urination. So getting in touch with that muscle that you use to stop urination, just feel it for yourself, and allow it to pulse. Let your muscle pulse. You want to be sure you don't do your anal pulsing. You don't want to create any hemorrhoids or anything like that. It's the perineum muscle, that urinary muscle. Letting it pulse. And it's about the heartbeat of the earth. So it's like pulse, pulse, pulse. Try that. Pulse, 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 pulse. Great, great. So we'll be pulsing, and as we're pulsing, we're actually bringing energy up from the earth, from the elements of the earth, from Mother Earth herself, and bringing that energy up into our bodies, into our luminous field, into our luminous conduit. There's a conduit of energy that runs right through your body. We're going to talk about that in a moment. We're filling it. We're filling our chakra systems. Our chakras are our energetic organs of our body. As our chakras fill, it fills our nervous system. It fills our central nervous system. It fills our cells. It fills our tissues. And we're going to be filling that with beautiful, rich energy from the earth and allowing it to fill, to fill, to fill, to fill, to fill. And then we'll release our breath and place our hands on our laps and drop into stillness. Again, that place of stillness steps us outside of time even further, allows us to come back to center, allows us to drop into infinity. And we'll sit there for a moment. And then we'll be taking our hands above us and connecting through that conduit all the way up to the heavens and the elements of the heavens. Maybe it's the stars, maybe it's the moon, maybe it's the sun, maybe it's the essence of creation itself, maybe it's spirit. And reaching all the way up, sensing that conduit. We'll do that in a moment. We'll be placing our hands again like this, up, whatever's comfortable. And taking a breath again into the belly, taking a breath into the belly and beginning your breath work, breathing out, focusing on the out breath. Get the rhythm down, the mechanics, so to speak. And then allowing it to find its own rhythm. I'm purposely breathing a little loud so you can hear the pattern. You don't have to breathe loud when you're doing it. We'll do that for a minute or two. Then again, we'll take a cleansing breath, breathing in and out. Cleansing that energy. Taking 3 breaths in, filling the lungs. Holding our breath. Oxygenating our field, letting all that oxygen that we built going into all the cells and the tissues, stepping outside of time. Again, using the perineum muscle, but this time pulling energy down from the heavens into the field. Pulse, 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 pulse. And of course, we'll be doing this all with our eyes closed, but right now I'm just showing you the pattern. Pulse, and we'll do that for a minute or so, and then releasing your breath, bringing your hands back to your lap. We'll be doing that pattern sitting again in stillness, and then we'll go back to the earth, again doing the breathing, and then taking a cleansing breath, 3 breaths in, and then pulsing, bringing up that energy from the earth, and then relaxing, hands to the lap, and then again going up, that fire breath, taking a cleansing breath, 3 breaths in, hold, pulse, sensing that energy flowing down in through the chakras, in through the system, filling, 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 filling as you hold your breath and pulse. And then relaxing, hands to the lap. And we'll do 3 rounds of that. At the end of the 3rd round, we're going to go up, and now there's 7 chakras in the body. If you go with your hand above your head, with your fingers straight up, and you reach your hand up to that area, you'll find that there is a circle above, a sphere of energy there. So everybody take your hands and go up to the top and sense that sphere. It'll feel more dense. It'll feel circular. You can go all the way around it. That is your 8th chakra. Now reaching your hands with the back of your hands together up into that eighth chakra. Trying to get low enough. And then you're going to open it around you. And as you open it, that energy creates a bubble all the way around you. As if you're in that, it goes all the way under your feet. Okay. So everybody do that for a moment, reaching up into that eighth chakra and opening it slowly, slowly. Feel it open around you. Hands are pointing out, and you're opening that bubble of energy around you. And sense what that feels like. Feel the stillness. Feel the peace. You can sense the edges with your hand of that bubble. You can even check to see if there's any rips or tears. So right now, just checking your bubble. If there's any rips or tears, you can weave them together. Particularly checking behind you. It's almost like with your mind's eye. Look behind you, and if there's any rips or tears, weave them together. Until that bubble of that eighth chakra, that we call it the source of the sacred, until that bubble of energy feels just whole and vital and rich. And just sit there for a moment. It takes you right into that place of stillness, that place of ease, that place of connection. After we've done our breath work within this bubble, there'll be a lot of luminosity. We'll be taking that energy and bringing it into our chakras, bringing it into our fields, and I'll guide us. And just sitting in that stillness. Those of you who are meditators, at that time you can just stay in that stillness and do your full meditation practice, whatever that practice is for you. And you'll have the vitality of the breath work to add to that. When we're complete, we're going to reach our hands right underneath it. Remember, that whole bubble went all the way around underneath us. We're going to reach underneath us and bring that bubble up. So reaching underneath you and bringing up that bubble all the way back to the eighth chakra. And you'll sense that sphere of the eighth chakra may be larger, may be more vital. And then you're going to reach your hands within it and just bring some quantum of energy of it, not the whole bubble, but just some quantum of energy of it down through your body. All the way down. All the way down, 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 all the way down to the ground. Okay. And that would complete our breath work and meditation. I want to talk for just a minute about that conduit that we're sourcing when we have our hands up and our hands down. So imagine a conduit of energy that goes all the way up to the source of creation itself, all the way up to spirit. And it's like a shaft of light that comes right down into your crown, the top of your head. When you do the seventh chakra is actually like if you were to do like a prayer position. Right there at the top is the seventh chakra, and it comes right in through there, and it goes right through your central nervous system, right through that core of your body. And it goes through each chakra, goes through the sixth chakra, goes through the fifth chakra, goes through the fourth chakra, goes through the third chakra, the second, the first, and it goes all the way down, and it goes right out that first chakra, which is that perineum, right out that first chakra, and goes down into the earth, all the way down into the earth. And in the earth, it goes through those levels, the green grass, the dark rich soil, the underground streams, the sand, the bedrock, the lava, the gemstones, but it connects to Pachamama. Pacha means earth, mama, Mother Earth. It connects to Mother Earth, Gaia, Pachamama, whatever you call that. And so right now, just taking a moment and allowing yourself to just feel that connection into the earth. Sensing that luminous conduit that goes all the way through you and down. Feel it going down through the dark, rich soil, down through the sand, down through the waters, the underground streams, down through the gemstones, the lava, down. And sense it reaching into the earth and the spirit of the earth itself. Mother Earth, Pachamama. Call on her. And as you call on her and as you feel those elements, allow yourself to imagine. Just imagination is the beginning of energetic intention. Allow yourself to feel, to receive, to be filled with, to be held by the energy that comes up from the earth. And sense that energy coming up. What is Pachamama? Ask her. Connect with her. Mother Earth. Maybe you've never spoken to her. Ask her. What's available for you right this minute, just to feel her presence. And sense that energy coming right up the conduit into your body. And just feel it. And you can add that pulsing of the perineum. It just allows that energy to kind of pulse in at a different rate. Sensing that energy pulsing in and up. And filling. And that's without even holding our breath. And can you feel that? Sense that? And know as you continue to practice, as you continue to develop that relationship, you'll feel it more and more. Recognizing that that connection to the earth is always there. Always there. Always available for us. And so is that connection to spirit. So is that connection to the essential. And it doesn't matter what you name it. Whether you name it the source of creation, whether you name it that which has no name, whether you name it spirit, whether you name it God, whether you name it your own essence that's never been in form. All of that is available. Or whether you just connect to the sun, not just, so vital, so rich. Whether you connect to the sun, whether you connect to the moon, those heavenly elements. So sensing that conduit that goes out of the top of your head, goes right through that 8th chakra, goes up, 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 up past the clouds, up, 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 up into the stars, the sun, the moon, up, up, up into the source of creation itself, up to spirit. And sensing that connection, whatever that is you feel you're connecting to, and allow that conversation. What's available for you today to source from? Is it the sun's vitality? Is it the moon's rich nourishment? Is it the essence of creation itself? Is it spirit and all that spirit has to offer us? What is available for you today? And sense that flowing down. Know it's perfect for what you need, whether you feel it or not. Sensing it coming right into the system, all the way in. Flowing down through the chakras, the 7th, the 6th, filling the chakras, filling the field. Try pulsing, taking those 3 breaths. Hold your breath and pulse using the perineum muscle, sensing that energy coming down. With each pulse, it comes down more. That pulsing is at the heartbeat of the earth. Pulse, pulse, pulse. And just notice what happens as that energy comes into your system. Is it nourishing? Is it protective? Is it safe? Is it light? Is it love? It'll be different every day. It'll be exactly what you need. Exactly what you need. And just allow it to fill you. Allow it to fill you. Recognize we're sourcing from that all the time. This is our opportunity to consciously source from that. So that's the conduit that we're going to be connecting with. Those are the energies that we're going to be bringing up during our breath work. So I'm going to turn off this recording and then turn it back on, and we will do our breath work together.